So then a cow calves, and then after milking in the morning, we basically go out there with a truck and trailer, load the calves in the trailer, bring the cows back. The cow calves, calf gets up and sucks off the cow and drinks their colostrum. We do not go out and bottle feed calves in the field. If it's a real wet, windy day and the calf hasn't got up, yes, I will allow the calf to come into the calf shed. That's fine, but I'd say we'd probably, out of 265 calvings, we probably bring 2 calves into the calf shed that haven't got up and sucked. They come into the shed, they're in pens of 5, they're fed colostrum then for like 2 days, and then the heifers then go straight onto milk powder, and the beef calves will stay on effectively like, it's not dump milk, it is milk taken straight out the milk line that would normally go into the bulk tank, so we're not feeding any antibiotic milk to any calves. And then the beef calves are basically being sold at 10 days old when the passport turns up, and they all go to 2 people and will turn up and take like batches of 20 at a time. We would like Briggs test all the colostrum when it's collected to feed to the calves for the first 2 days. So yeah, but, Lauren has got a ketone meter as well, so she is testing ketones in the calves as well. After like 5-6 days for a heifer calf, we would dehorn them over there in their pens of 5, and then they get moved into here. And there's these are 20 teat feeders, but there's 18 to 19 calves per pen. The feeders hold 130 litres, and they will get filled up to the brim twice a day. And at peak, the calves will drink about 16 litres a day, and that is of milk powder, so you do the maths. It's a lot of milk powder. It averages about 8.9 litres for 42 days, and we are weaning at 6 weeks at 100 kilos, so it's just over 2 bags of milk powder a calf. It is high, it's 200 grams a litre, yeah. It makes the mass easy because it's a 25 kilo bag basically. Yeah, 50% skim, 60% skim, I think. Oh, they're on an 18% like quick look pallet as well.
And is that ad lib?
Yeah, the pallet is, yeah. Yeah, we probably traditionally didn't do a fantastic job on rearing calves. We were a classic like 2 to 3 litres morning and night. The calves did okay, but they weren't thriving. Then Lauren came on and took on the calf rearing. Lauren said, this is the paper she'd read on like feeding ad lib milk powder. I was a bit sceptical because of the price of milk powder, but we went with it, and actually I think the payback is definitely there from like getting that early growth onto those calves. And then they basically go into the 2 sheds down the bottom once they're weaned from here. They're on 3 kilos of an 18% nut and barley straw until Christmas, and then we replace the barley straw for silage, and then we freeze brand them at the end of February, and then we turn them out in March. They'd have cake for probably about 5 days, so then we stop cake, they stop silage, and they will not see any more cake again until they get those dry cow rolls, like 2 years later basically. So we are hitting the like 6 weeks at 100 kilos basically, and then we have like hit all of our like bulling weights. We're not weighing them through like a crush, we are using a weigh band on them. So rightly or wrongly, some people say that does give a different number, but we always use the weigh band, so we're going off of that weigh band, and if that tells us the right number, we've hit that target, rather than, I guess if it was scales, it might be 5 or 6 kilos different, but we have hit the right number.
And then bulling weight, what would that be target at?
320, so yeah. No, we don't, and I know like some people say when you feed a lot of high milk powder, you can get like milk bloat, but touch wood, we haven't suffered from that. But we are starting them very early on a lot of milk. So we feed them on like a 5-teat milk bar feeder, and Lauren will just keep filling it up and filling it up until they won't drink any more out of there. So then they're probably used to having that high volume rather than going from 2 litres in those pens to all of a sudden being able to drink like 10, 15, 16 litres over here. So our farming year runs from August the 1st to July the 21st. We would have actually bought, we normally generally buy our milk powder like April sort of time, so it's quite early. But would have sat there with a budget with Guy and said, this is what we spent last year, this is what the cost is, this is what we want to try, these are the reasons we want to feed this extra milk powder and get this extra growth, and then I can basically prove to him that we're not losing heifer calves at the end, and that we have got better stock. And then like, I'm very happy to bring you guys here. He's very happy to bring his friends here to look at the stock. And in my eyes, if like people are happy to show their stock off, we're on a win-win. You will not get the same answer from 2 people like on Carrefour, and someone's got one opinion and the other person's got another. And like you say about research, I think it's probably very old and dated, and there's not actually people here measuring what we're doing. But I guess we're telling our story, and some people are absolutely shocked at how much milk powder we had. A load of all the calves are down to Lauren, so yeah, hats off to her. Definitely, that's her to me.